Hey guys, it's Sakina. Welcome back to my channel. But in today's video, I definitely want to talk about one of the reasons why I've been absent for such a long time as far as making long form videos. But without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, guys. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Sakina. I'm your eco-friendly hostess with the mostest. I like to share with ladies how to live your most luxurious life in the most sustainable way possible by sharing my own personal journey to it. Long story short, your girl lived a very, very luxurious life, but her nervous system could not withstand it. And so I have had to go back to square one and rebuild from scratch. You can go back to past videos as far back as like 2020, 2019, and you can see how I was living back then, and my life has changed drastically since then. But God has me building a firm foundation for myself with from wisdom and knowledge. And so I'm excited that I can share some of what I've learned in the years that I've made this transition and hopefully help other ladies, specifically Black women, from burning out because we have been programmed by society, by our families to just be the workhorses, and that's not sustainable for any luxurious life. And we have to come out of that mindset. So I'm here to share with you how I've done it and how I'm going to continue to move forward in that. But today's topic is specifically about one thing that I think has been the biggest component when it comes to resetting your nervous system. It's rarely talked about, and I want to share it with you today. So, I'm getting ready for work, so I'm just going through one of my little skincare rituals that I've had time to actually, do. You have to make time, ladies, for these things, and I'll tell you why later in the video. But let's go into, what does society teach us about nervous system regulation? Nervous system regulation is not just a trend, it is a reality. It is something that is definitely needed at all levels of life. And in order for you to level up and manifest certain things, you have to have a nervous system with the capacity to hold it. And what a lot of people don't realize is that it's not necessarily about adding things to your life, but a lot of times it's about subtracting things. And, because we live in a capitalist society, we're going to be marketed so many different tools and things that are going to help us with our nervous system health and just wellness in general. But in reality, a lot of the benefits and the health benefits that we need come from nothing but natural methods that don't require you to spend money or very little money at all. I'm not saying that supplements like magnesium and adaptogens don't work, because I do all of this because I believe in supporting my nervous system and my body, making sure that the cellular frameworks are supported with different chemicals and bioactives that are actually going to help strengthen it and help it adapt to stress better. But it's not going to take the place of this one thing that I want to talk about, and that is rest. It's Rest is literally revolutionary, and I say that because from experience I've learned what it means to not rest and to go through the motions, taking the supplements, and doing all of that and expecting to have, these amazing results. You're not going to get it without rest. You can't. Rest is a signal to your body that you're safe. When you rest, when you play, you're signaling to your body that you're safe. You're signaling to your nervous system that, okay, we can exit fight or flight mode. There's not a lion chasing us anymore. We can relax. But if you are constantly connected to the media, whether it be social media or the news, um, and you're looking at all the drama that's taking place in our government and people who are on, food stamps and government assistance and losing benefits and not getting paid, and you're plugged into that media. Not to say that you shouldn't stay, abreast of what's going on, but I'm saying that all of this information, is meant to keep you in survival mode. It's true, yeah, it's all happening, but a lot of it is meant to keep you in fear, in a state of fear, and in a state of survival mode. So what I've learned is that I have to carve out time for rest. And when I mean rest, I don't mean just rest, like not just relaxing, like, or sleep. Sleep is important. And recent studies have shown that women need 10 hours of sleep, not the 8 hours that they're usually telling us. No, our bodies, our hormones, we require more rest than a man. So don't feel guilty when you feel tired or you want to lay around the house on the weekend. Don't bed rot and scroll social media, because that can be detrimental. I recently finished an audiobook about, neurobiology and the brain. I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but I'll pop it up here. And one of the things she mentioned was that our addiction to our cell phones and social media is another issue. And the author basically was saying that we should, instead of taking a 10-minute break at work to scroll on social media, take a 10-minute break at work to just do nothing. Literally just stare at the ceiling, close your eyes if you can. I even take naps on my lunch break. I take 20 to 30-minute naps on my lunch break. So I'll use 30 minutes to eat or do whatever I want, and then 20 to 30 minutes I'll use to rest, because I'm older. I need naps. Naps are so good for you and they feel so good. But I think rest is revolutionary, because you have to get to that point of realizing that hustle is just another form of survival mode, and you cannot live in luxury and live in survival mode at the same time. And our capitalist society will have you think that, if you're resting and you're not constantly hustling, you're not constantly trying to be this amazing entrepreneur, that you're not going to be successful, or that you're not going to be successful. You're not going to achieve anything. But I beg to differ. I beg to believe that rest equals wealth. Rest attracts wealth. When you rest, you have extra energy and you have overflow. And that overflow of energy is what attracts those bigger and better things to you. And I have proof it works for me. On the weekends, trust me, I dedicate one day to rest, meaning I do not make plans to go out ripping and running around the city. No, I sit my tail at home. If I must go grocery shopping, I will do the curbside. I order my groceries online and I'll go and they will deliver them to my car. Like, that's how serious I am about my rest, because I know that it keeps me from burnout. When I'm trying to overdo myself, forcing myself to create content on my days off, or forcing myself to be productive on my days off, that's typically when I start to feel the burnout, and then I have a really stressful week at work, or I just feel like I'm running on E, and I've had to pull back from that. So I say that rest is revolutionary, because in a world that tells you to do more, I believe in doing less, but being more potent and being more focused in the less that I'm doing. So I'm not less productive. I actually feel like I'm more productive, because I put my cell phone away. I put my cell phone away. And with that extra free time, I can either meditate, I can do some meditation, I can read research articles so that I can come and bring you guys really good, well thought and research content. And I find myself like, wow, like when I put my phone away, I have so much more time to do things that are going to really enrich my brain and focus on my hobbies and things like that. And we get so wrapped up in our phones, and it's nothing to feel guilty about. It's literally just a stress response. Our brains are searching for that dopamine hit. It's literally like taking a hit of coke, like you're releasing that dopamine every time you scroll through something, every time you are searching for some kind of gratification. And that is what we have been programmed to do. And it's an addictive drug that we have to step away from. We have to pry the phone out of our hand, right? But yeah, that has been the one thing that I feel like no one ever really talks about when it comes to nervous system regulation. No one really dives into it. At least I haven't seen many people dive into rest. Like, rest is revolutionary and it is necessary. And don't you ever, ever, ever feel guilty about it. Make time for your beauty rituals, ladies, because that also signals to your nervous system that you're safe. When you have time to sit down, do your makeup, do your skincare routine, you are telling your body, your brain, okay, we're safe. We don't have to be in fight or flight. There's not a bear chasing us. We can relax. That's another way to rest and to teach your body and brain that you are living in abundance and not in lack. I'm going to keep this video short. I hope that this revelation was helpful for you as it has been to me. And be sure to check out my resilience prescription. I have been dropping that content on my blog for quite a while now. I've linked it down in the description box, as well as my Becoming Her identity worksheets. It's a workbook that helps you create systems to become a new person, to create a new identity. The tools that have helped shift my mindset and help me rebuild myself in a sustainable way is now available to you on my Etsy shop, and I'm linking it below. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.